and welcome to another episode of What's Growing. Well, today is the 24th of May. It's very hot. It's almost 40 degrees Celsius. And here we are at Ananda with our hats on, taking a look at some of our raised beds and seeing what's growing here. So I'm going to walk you around today what we call the Wi-Fi garden. The reason we call it the Wi-Fi garden is because the raised beds here were designed like a Wi-Fi signal. And we had designed them in the direction of the water flow. So you can see more about that on one of our blog posts or another one of our videos. But I'll take you around here today to show you what all is growing in our Wi-Fi garden today. So come along with me. At the top of this garden, we built a bunch of papaya circles, and the reason we do that in every little space is that it acts as a good sort of garbage bin for us. But essentially what we are doing is we are putting all our waste from the garden into these pits where they slowly convert into compost, and we plant papayas on the berm, which we haven't planted yet, but we'll be doing that during the monsoon. And the papayas benefit from the water which naturally gets collected here with the flow of the water down the hill, and from the compost which keeps getting collected and built in the middle of the pit. So that's what we've got here. But what we already seem to be seeing growing on its own is colocasia, which is arbi in Hindi. You can see that growing here. They probably have some thick sort of, the root is the edible part of the plant. And then there are some chili plants here, and you can see nice spicy chilies which are like ready for the picking. And I'm going to make some very delicious pickle with this, which I make with chilies and jaggery. And the jaggery is also sort of grown and processed from the sugarcane at Ananda. So a completely homegrown and organic pickle is what I'm going to make out of these chilies. Okay, and on my left here you see a little bit more colocasia, but you see rows and rows of sunflower. And at the moment they're all sort of facing east because that's where the sun is at the moment. And you'll see the entire garden is aflame with sunflowers, looking really beautiful and standing tall like soldiers. They always make a very fascinating sight for me. Intercropped here with the sunflower are onions. These onions we would have planted sometime maybe in the month of February, and they're now ready for picking. Actually, we are going to be picking them out today. The onions are almost all ready, and they're just coming out very easily in my hand. I don't need to water this garden, do anything, and that's the whole benefit of having raised beds. Like, even a child can pick this out. In fact, I'm going to put my children to work today, and they are the ones who are going to pick out all the onions from these beds. So let's see what else. We have a peach tree growing here in the middle. These are some new saplings which we had planted when we built this Wi-Fi garden, which is in December. So it's about 5 months ago, but you can see there's just so much lush green productivity happening here already. What else? We have marigolds which are now coming to the end of their life. We are going to be picking these out soon, clearing these beds and planting black gram for the monsoon season, which should be happening shortly. And we have a couple of mango trees. So you can see, despite the heavy winds, we still have the tree clutching on to some mangoes. And there falls another one. And really our daily prayer to the gods is, please leave some mangoes on the tree for us to enjoy when they are completely ready for eating. But all these little mangoes which have already fallen off because of the storms, I'm going to take home and make dried mango powder out of, which we call in Hindi amchur. So I've already made about 1 kilo or more of amchur with all the mangoes which have fallen. And that's really what a farmer has to do, make the most of the situation. So when life gives you storms, you make amchur. If these mangoes continue to fall and they are bigger, then I would make some chutney out of them. And of course, if they last till they are ripened, then we would eat them ripe as a fruit. This is a shrub of henna or mehendi, as we call it in Hindi. The leaves of this shrub give a nice orange color, and they are often used in India to color your hair, but also to color a bride's hands on her wedding day. Great cooling properties. In the village, people are known to make a paste of the henna leaves and put it on their feet and their hands just as a way to keep themselves cool during these scorching summers. Alright, what we have here is kidney beans or rajma, which is also still going strong despite the heat, but obviously is clearly coming to the end of its life. And we will soon be picking the rest of it and collecting it. And let me show you a few seeds of kidney bean out of this pot. So we're going to be collecting them. We're going to be picking out more onions, clearing these beds and getting them ready now for the next crop. More kidney beans here, and another mango tree. You can see it has a decent amount of mango as well. Luckily for us, we were beginning to feel disheartened that we may not have too many mangoes left, but we do have some mangoes. Alright, you'll also see some papayas here, and this one looks pretty good. Looks like it's ready for picking, so I'm just going to twist its neck and pick this out. Yummy! Looks like something that I could have, the family could have for breakfast tomorrow. And what we see here is a bunch of cherry tomatoes. Not very nicely managed, I'm afraid. We planted them at the wrong place, didn't have enough trellis support for them, but we still have a whole lot of tomatoes growing and we've been picking from them regularly. Managed to tie up a few of the vines out here, and you can see they are pretty much laden with cherry tomatoes. So we've been having a great cherry tomato season, and this time we've learned how to plant them correctly, and you'll see that in another video. But nature is so forgiving that even when you leave things lying around randomly, they'll still produce fruit. When we made the Wi-Fi garden, we were aware of the fact that some of the beds are going to fall under the shade of the fig trees here, right? Like you can see this bed, for example, it gets very little sunlight, and that's the reason why this sunflower, for example, has just not done well here. Remember, sunflowers need full sunlight. So this is a good example. You can see this sunflower almost sort of drooping, but the one right next to it standing straight because it's getting good sunlight, right? So this is clearly not going to have a great life. And so what we've done in this bed is we've planted our ginger here, because ginger doesn't need too much sunlight at all. In fact, it needs a cool, moist and humid kind of environment. So that's really what it will find in this bed. And yeah, and these are the fig trees. These are actually, I believe, elephant fig, not edible. We got probably the wrong set of plants, but they really give fruit by the quintals, and what we end up doing is we end up composting a lot of it. But these are beautiful trees. You can see the canopy. And on a hot day like this is a great place to take a little bit of rest and just collect your produce and see what's happening. All right, let's continue. Let's see the rest of the Wi-Fi garden. This garden out here has some more sunflower. And just in case you're wondering what we're going to do with the sunflower, we will actually be taking the seed from this flower and putting it into a cold press and extracting sunflower oil. So with the amount, the seed is still starting to be formed. It'll take another month or so for it to become completely dried out and for the seed to be filled with oil. And that's when we'll pick this up. We have also moong dal growing here. So moong dal is green gram, and it's like this particular crop has become like a gift that keeps giving, because we keep taking dal out of it and we keep getting new pods. So it's really quite has been a great crop for us, and quite magical how it just keeps giving. We've also intercropped it heavily with marigold, which you can see on this side, and that's something that I believe is a key factor for us not to get too much pest attack on the green gram. So the heavy intercropping with marigold has helped the moong dal to be actually quite safe from anything. And here in this Wi-Fi garden we also have our orange trees. So you will see little baby oranges having formed on the tree. These will only ripen around November, but it's a long and slow process, almost like giving birth to a baby. Take a look at this colocasia. It's not something we've planted, but it started sort of sprouting on its own. So clearly something must have been left behind here some time back, and now we are actually getting food growing naturally in our land, and that's really what a food forest is supposed to be, where the only job that you're supposed to do is harvest, and nature does the rest. Oops, we seem to have had a little bit of some sort of a destruction here. This could be due to the heavy winds that might have come in and actually pulled this out right from its roots. Sometimes this happens when your soil is well mulched and moist all the time. Heavy winds can actually knock things out because they are not stuck in dry, hard soil. And that's what seems to have happened here. Yeah, we are coming to the end of this garden, but what you'll see here is a pumpkin vine which has been planted on the edge and is now starting to find its way through it. So seems to have been eaten a little bit by some insect, but soon we should start seeing some pumpkins growing at this end of the patch, and you'll see multiple such vines growing here. Here's another one. And we are very close to the pond, which is just behind us. And these are the frangipani trees which we had pruned rather badly in spring, but their poor trees are starting to make a comeback. And you can see some fresh growth here. So that's about it from me today. It's still in Corona times, so I hope everybody's staying at home, staying safe, being happy and healthy. And remember, the only way to find real happiness, build strong immunity, and lead a good, healthy life is to reconnect with nature, give it a chance to heal itself, and in the process, you will heal yourself as well. So take care, all the best, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.